All right, welcome back to the RockOnEdu channel here on YouTube. Hey, we're getting ready to learn different parts to Funky Town. I got the fourth graders learning it. You could play it on a keyboard or a piano, for learning it. You could also draw yourself a little map if you wanted to of the keyboard itself. I've done that before when I'm in places where I can't really play out loud, or sometimes I'm traveling and my keyboard is just too big to be sitting in my lap, on a tour bus or whatever. Sometimes you got to share, the space on the bus. Well, anyway, so you could either have yourself a little tiny keyboard such as this one over here. Got this, which I got. Now, the problem with little keyboards are, a lot of them, I would say most of them actually, most of the ones I've ever bought, I'm like, hey, that even sounds cool and everything. Let me get that one. But then you find out when you play C or a D or an E or a B flat or something, it's like, that doesn't even sound right. So you got to be careful about something like that, okay? So if you find that being a problem, then once again, you could just, draw a set of keys, on a piece of paper or something, and do it that way, and at least you have your fingering right, okay? Or else get yourself a new keyboard, right? Now, this one I bought at Radio Shack. It's a little Casio, and on the box it actually advertised actual pitch, right? And that's what we call the notes: A, B, C, D, B flat, or oops flat, or oops sharp, or whatever it is that you got. But when you play it, it actually is in pitch. And myself, by this time, I was pretty leery about any kind of little keyboards. So I asked the salesman at Radio Shack, I said, do you mind if we take this out of the box? And I want to check it and see if it's got the, if C is really a C and F sharp's really F sharp and B flat's really B flat. And it turned out that it was. So, I bought it, and I got this one for like 20 bucks. But it was on a clearance sale because normally it's about 50 bucks. But this is pretty good. But it is smaller keys, and students will be playing on a full-size keyboard. So you may or may not want to invest in a little one. But it is small enough. I wish I would have had this on the tour bus. That would have been fun. All right. Well, I'm going to get some things ready, and just stay right there, and we're going to learn some Funky Town.
Okay. You're probably going to take a moment here and pause your screen. I'm trying to keep my hand steady here. And then go ahead and write down these notes for part 1 and part 2 of the intro. It'll come in handy, trust me. Coming right up, I'll show you how to play it. Okay, here we go. The part 1 of the intro. We're going to use, when it comes to keyboarding, keyboardists and piano players, they call this the 1. Thumb is 1, and this is 2, 3, 4, and then pinky's 5. Okay. All right. Sometimes I get them mixed up, and I'm so used to calling this 1 and 2, it gets that way from counting in school and whatnot. But you can see that I'm going to use mostly these 3 right here. So the thumb, right? Thumb 1, 2, and 3. And then sometimes I move over and use these just because I can get a little better stretch. All right, for the very beginning of the first part, we're going to be playing C. Okay, we're going to do that twice. And B flat, which is the third black key of a row of 3. Okay. And that's just one time, and back to your C. So you got, okay, and then my thumb is going to be on the G. Okay. Then I'm going to repeat that G. Then I'm going to stretch, use my thumb or this, or if you're just more comfortable using the same 3, you can just move over and do that. Okay? That's pretty much it. That's all you're going to add to the ending. Okay? So, remember that this is played twice at the end. So you got, and then for twice. Okay, now try to speed it up just a little bit. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So you get 2 C's, a B flat, back to C, a G, another G, play C on your way up to the F, then the E, C. And then you simply just keep repeating that until it gets to the next section, which again you're going to want to use, probably these three work the best. Okay, so what you have on that, it's going to be the same rhythm as before. I'll just kind of play through it for you just so you get an idea what it sounds. Okay, so it can be two G's, an F, back to G, a D, and if you watch the tutorial videos, you'll know that D is always the one key that's in between the two black keys here, so that's going to be a D. So we got two G's, an F, back to G, the D, okay, hit the G on the way up, C with pinky or whatever feels comfortable, B, G, and that's only done once actually, okay, and that's on that talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. But that's pretty much it. And then, after it does that part where it goes low with the G there, it just goes right back to the, okay, just goes right back into that. Okay. All right, coming up is going to be part 2. All right, I'll try to keep the camera as still as possible. But again, you're probably going to want to pause this and write down these notes here. Oh, I can see something that I made a mistake. This is supposed to be a B flat, not a B. All right. Fixed. All right. So, get that written down and get ready to learn part 2. And this is going to be for the strings. You'll see. Let's get ready to rock. Okay, now in this section, it's broken up into 2 parts. There's a higher part and then a lower part. Okay, now for the higher part, basically what you're going to need is your thumb on the G, your index finger, or finger number 2 in the world of keyboard, right? You're going to go back and forth a couple times there. So you got G, B flat, G, B flat, G. Okay, and then B flat to C, B flat to E flat. Remember, E flat's going to be this black key right for the E because it's flat. So I'll try to play it, a little bit faster. Okay, try that again. Okay, so one more time, nice and slow. We got the G, B flat, G, B flat, G, B flat, C, B flat, E flat up here. Okay, and then for the next part, we've got this. It's kind of similar to the part you just did a little bit. It's starting off the same. G, B flat, G, B flat, but then it goes C, okay, and then B flat, C, B flat twice, and this time a low E flat. Okay, so you're going to be hitting, there's an E down here, but you want the E flat down here. Okay, remember E flat's always going to be the second key out of a set of 2 black keys. Okay, see, this was a high E flat up here. Go down here, get lower. Okay, so let's play that part again. I usually use my thumb, just run that over. Okay, and then it just repeats, goes back to the first part again. All right, let me play both parts for you one more time. And once you get it underneath your fingers, try playing along with the video. And if your keyboard is out of tune, it's not tuned correctly, doesn't have the right pitch, well, what you can do is just turn the volume down or just turn your keyboard off, right? And just make sure that your fingers are in the right spot. That's what I would do. Okay, So we'll go through it one more time here. All right. Now we're getting ready for part 3. And it's going to sound like a saxophone. You're going to dig it. All right. Stay tuned. Okay, you might want to pause your screen or take a screenshot of this. These are notes for part 3 of the saxophone part. We're going to use a keyboard, of course, but it's going to sound like a saxophone. It's really awesome. All right, here we go. Okay, for this one, we're going to move up just a little bit up here. We're going to be using kind of the same notes we've used in the other parts, but we're using a higher register, okay? Now, we did come up here by this F before, and we've used this higher E flat before, so those shouldn't be new. But this B flat we haven't used yet, and this A flat, okay? They are an octave higher. An octave just means, 8 notes higher, okay? So, here we go. Basically, you're going to start on your E flat, okay? And if you can count this in your head, I say the word and on E flat, and you're going to alternate between the F and the E flat here. So you got and 1 and 2 and 3 and then I just use my ring finger here for my B flat, okay? My other finger right here for that A flat. So I go and 1 and 2 and 3 and, okay, those higher notes just right here, and then this one. All right, and that's pretty much the first part of that, so I'll do it a little bit slower. And 1 and 2 and 3 and B flat, A flat. Okay, the trickiest part really is making sure that your fingers don't slide off of here. It happens to me all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in this video. All right, so be prepared for that to happen. And anytime you make a mistake on any instrument, the important thing is really keep going, believe it or not. Practice having the right rhythm. You might hit the wrong note, but if you can keep playing along, your rhythm skills will, begin to be spot on. And that's so important because when you're playing a live show, we're not going to stop because somebody made a mistake, right? The show will just keep going. So it's a good practice. Once you get the notes underneath your fingers, of course, once you get in the hang of it, practice, keep going. Okay. So again, that beginning on E flat here with my thumb. And 1 and 2 and 3 and B flat, A flat. Of course, it'll be a little bit faster. And 1 and 2 and 3 and... Oops, I told you it'd slip off. Of course, I'm trying to look at my fingers through this little screen on my phone, and I'm not used to watching my fingers play like that. But anyways, they slip off. Okay, now this next part is a little bit trickier. Okay, we're going to still start on the E flat. We're going to go to F. Still, and back to the E flat. This is where it begins to change, okay? We're going to go to the A flat. This is 1 in the middle here. We're going to hit the A flat, and we're just going to go down to the G, F again, E flat, okay? E flat again, and back to the F. Okay, hopefully you took a snapshot of these notes here, okay, earlier. So you have the E flat, F, E flat, A flat, G, F, E flat again, and then you land on F. And you're going to want to hold that F for a little bit. It's going to sound like this. I'll do that a little bit slower for you. There's that A to the G, F, E flat back to the F. It will take you a little bit of practicing. It's probably one of the harder parts, in this whole thing. So just keep going and, take it slow and easy. Try to get the rhythm, even if it's, pretty slow, but try to keep a nice steady rhythm. I know it's hard to see at an angle. Maybe I can do this so you can see my fingers a little bit better. I'm going to this one here in the middle, and there's a lot of shadows here. G, F, E flat, F, Okay? If you play both of those parts together, let's try it here. There we go. 2 and 3. And it repeats it, does it twice. All right, get that down, and I'll be thoroughly impressed. All right. Rock on, my friends. I cannot wait to see it and hear it. All right, see you soon.